Okay. Shalom, 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 shalom. Most High in Christ bless. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah. Anybody hear me out there? Can anybody hear me? Let me know if you can hear me out there. Let me know if you can hear me. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Can anyone hear me? Shalom, shalom, shalom. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? If you could hear me, put something on the comment board. Shalom, 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 shalom. We're about to start Thursday night class. Let me know if anybody could hear me. If you could hear me, put something on the comment board. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yes, I hear you. Okay, okay, sisters. Okay. And y'all said she could hear me. All right, cool, cool. All right. I'm waiting for everybody to get on board. Okay. So we could start the class tonight. All right. Okay. All right. So we're just gonna wait for everyone to get on board. Shalom, shalom. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So tonight I'm gonna bring out a lot of stuff that's happening in the news and in future prophecies and things like that. All right. So we're gonna bring it out tonight. All right. We're gonna bring it out. So I'm waiting for everybody to get on board so we can start the class. All right. Waiting for everybody else to come on so we can start tonight's class. Tonight's Thursday's class is called Let's Talk About It. What we do on Thursday, we talk about the news and things that's happening in the news. All right. That's what we talk about here in the news and the things that's happening and future prophecies. All right. All right. So waiting for everybody else to get on board so we can start the class. Okay. Okay. All right. So just gonna wait for yes, yes, yes. There's a lot going on in the news, people. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that's happening in the news. Future prophecies and things like that. Right? So, all right. So get the Bible out so we could start this class in a few minutes. So waiting for all the rest of the guys to get on so we could get this thing up and running. All right, so just gonna wait for everyone to get on board so we could get this class up and running. We're gonna be reading from Matthew 24 tonight about the stuff that I'm gonna bring out in the news, and then I'm gonna read some scriptures out of Matthew 24. It talks about the end times and the things that's gonna happen in the future. All right. So that's what we're gonna bring out. Matthew 24. All right. So we're gonna give everybody else some time to get on before I start tonight's class. So bear with me, everybody. So waiting for the brothers and sisters to get on. We're gonna be reading out of Matthew 24. Matthew 24, Christ gave us a lot of prophecies of what's going to happen in the latter days, in the future that we live in right now. So that's the times that we're living in right now. And that's the times that we're going to talk about. All right. All right. All righty. So just wait for everybody else to come on. We'll give them another 5 minutes and then we'll start this class. We'll go over the news first. There's a lot of stuff I want to read out of the news of what's coming in the fall. So wait for everyone else to get on board before I start this class. All right. So just give everybody else another 3-4 minutes and see. Wait for them to get on board, and then we're gonna start the class. The overall mood. Then shall they deliver you up to the be afflicted and shall kill you. Okay. All right. Just waiting for everybody to get on here. All right, so bear with me, Israel. All right, so bear with me. Waiting for everyone to get on. You know how these people are. Give me a few more minutes, then we'll start this class. So I have to bring out these prophecies. What's happening. All right. So before everybody comes on, I want to read a few scriptures. All right. To touch on what's going on. As a matter of fact, I want to read this. And then maybe when everybody comes on, I'll read it again. All right. Let me see. The economics collapse. I'm reading it. I'm reading out of the this app. Everybody should get this app right here. It's called let me see, ETH, called the F something. What's the name of it again? It's called, what's the name of this app here? You get all the latest news that comes out. Let me see. What's the name of a new angle shows the aftermath following tap by yeah, this is very important. Very, very important. What's the name of this app here again? You're not going to get this on CNN. You're not going to get this on MSNBC, people. All right. You have to watch international news and other news networks, because the regular news, channel 7, channel 11, channel 4, channel 5, they're not going to tell you a lot of things. All right. So those news, look, they only going to give you a little bit of stuff. They're not going to give you everything, not things that you need to make preparation, things like that. All right. So you can forget about it. All right. These news are not there to help you. They just want to show you who's getting shot, who got killed, and what's going on in Afghanistan. That's about it. But as far as what's happening all over the world, you have to go to other news networks. All right. Other news channels, because MSNBC, CNN, those channels, they're not going to give you everything. All right. So you have to watch international news and get different apps for you to know what's going on. All right. So I want to read this. It's called the economic collapse. Are you prepared for the coming economic collapse in the next Great Depression? All right. And it says, empty shelves, severe shortage, and widespread crops failure are ahead in the fall of 2021. So this is what I want to start reading for those that are watching. All right. And it says, empty shelves, severe shortage, and widespread crops failure are ahead in the fall of 2021. And it says, the overall mood of the nation is becoming increasingly sour. With each passing day, the pandemic seems like it's never going to end. The drama unfolding in Afghanistan is one of the greatest embarrassment in modern American history. Joe Biden's approval rating is sinking like a rock as it becomes clear that he is completely and utterly incompetent. Unfortunately, average Americans will soon have even more to be stressed out about as we head to the fall months. Our store shelves are going to be getting emptier. Shortages of products will become more widespread, and it looks like we could completely have a very bad harvest season. I realized that I packed a lot of really bad news into the paragraph, and some of you may be tempted to think that I am exaggerating. So let me take this one step at a time. So what I'm reading here, it's called F the News. F the I forgot the real name of this. Hold on for a minute. I got to give you the name of this app so you can download it. So I'll let you know where I'm reading it from. All right. It's called the economics failure. All right. You see? Economic collapse. That's what's coming. All right. That's what's coming. So let me continue reading, and then I'll give you the name of the app. Then you could download it later. All right. It says where was I? It says, I realized that I packed a lot of really bad news into that paragraph. And some of you may be tempted to think that I am exaggerating. So let me take this one step at a time. First, I would like to talk about crop failures. According to the Department of Agriculture, 63% of all U.S. spring wheat is in poor or very poor conditions. Last year at this time, that number was sitting at just 6%. Extreme heat is baking most of the U.S. North Dakota and South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, all contains areas of extreme drought. That means that there's no water. All right. There's no water going on right now. So because what happened? All the plants don't have enough water, and all the agriculture, all the corn and all the fruits and all the stuff, they need water to grow. So if these things doesn't have any water, and you know what's going to happen, people, you can't get things to go to the shelves at the supermarket. You can't get the produce to come in. If things are not growing, you can't get things to pack them up, to ship them out to supermarkets and stores. So that's what this man is warning us about in this coming fall. All right. So if you're just joining us right now, all right. So I'm reading out of the app news that I have I think it's called F News. All right. It's an app. You get all the latest stuff that's going on around the world and things that you're not going to hear from CNN, MSNBC, NBC, CBS. You're not going to get that kind of news from those news network people. All right. And right now I'm reading this article. It's called The Economics Collapse. All right. This is it. Economic collapse. That's what's coming. All right. That's what's coming, people. All right. So I'm bringing this out to warn everybody, to let you know, make sure when you go to the supermarkets, make sure when you go food shopping to get a lot of stuff, because come September, October, November, December, this guy already telling us that the news networks are not telling us there's going to be a shortage of food, news, everything that's on the shelf, just like 2019. All right. So that's what's happening here. All right. So let me continue reading. So, let me read it again one more time. If you're just joining us, maybe I'll read it again. But let me continue. Then I'll read it back all over again. And it reads, and it says, North Dakota and Minnesota, in particular, are experiencing near record lows in soil moisture. See, even the soil, if they don't have enough moisture, what's going to happen? If they don't have enough moisture, the stuff cannot grow. If the soil is dry, when you plant anything, it will not bear fruit. It's not going to grow. It needs water. If there's a drought of water, it won't work. All right. And it says, experiencing near record low in soil moisture, according to data from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. As a result, many crops planted this spring are wilting. Some 63% of the U.S. spring's wheat crop is in poor or very poor condition, versus 60% at this time last year, according to Agriculture Department data. So does this mean that agriculture production will be below expectation? Yes. So the man is telling us, yes, expectation is going to be low. the produce that's you're supposed to get from your supermarket, you're not going to get a lot coming in. So what happened is the shelves are going to be empty. All right. There's not going to be a lot of food. All right. This is what they tell it. This is not what CNN and MSNBC, CBS is not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you these things because they don't want the people to panic. Because if you tell the people, they're going to panic and people are going to go crazy. So what happened is those news networks are controlled by the government and others. So for you to get the real truth, you have to read certain other news networks like newspapers like this, things that other people are putting out for you to understand what's going on. All right. So, and it says, and it reads that, of course, this comes at a time when we are also seeing crops failure in other key areas. Did I miss something? Oh, I'm sorry. It says, yes. In fact, the USDA is now projecting that levels of corn, wheat, and soybeans will all be at their lowest level since 2003. All right. They tell you since 2003, corn, wheat, soybeans, all those things that you normally get is going to be very low, just like it was in 2003. All right. So this is the preparation, people. Be conscious and be aware and make the preparation. And he reads, the poor weather has caused the USDA to scale back its expectation for U.S. crop production in 2021, which in turn is causing domestic inventories to dwindle in the USDA's latest monthly supply and demand reports. The agency's peg ending stock for corn, wheat, and soybeans all at the lowest level since 2013. You see that? Since 2013, these things has not been that low since that time. So they telling you in the coming fall, all these things are going to be at the lowest point, meaning that when you go to the supermarket, there won't be a lot on the shelf. So whatever group of people comes first, they're going to grab everything that's there. So I'm telling you guys, when you go to the supermarket, make sure you grab everything that you could grab, because you can start seeing already, even the supermarkets nearby, things are getting more expensive, very expensive, and there's not a lot of stuff on the shelf because other people are watching news like this, or they're going to go shopping and buy a lot of stuff to pack to save at their house because they know what's coming. All right. Anyway, let's keep reading. For example, we are currently witnessing one of the worst droughts in South America has ever experienced. Agriculture production has been absolutely devastated in Brazil, in Argentina, and elsewhere. And this is going to have a huge impact. It says a huge impact all over the planet. You see that? It's not just here in America. It's going to be in Haiti, in Europe, in the islands, in Africa, all over. Because guess what? All those markets are connected together. All right. When America do bad, when South America do bad, all the other nations do bad too, because they all interchange with each other. They do commerce and trades. All right. Import and export. If you cannot import anything, you damn sure cannot even export anything because there's no money, because you need supply and demand. All right. So that's what's happening, people. All right. So let me keep reading. It says earlier this month, the humanitarian organization Oxfam, OXFAM, released alarming statistics that measured the state of the food crisis after 1 year of the pandemic. Every minute, 11 people on the planet died of hunger. It's saying every year, 100 people out of everywhere in the planet died because why? Of starvation, because they're hungry. All right. And it says the number of people experiencing famine is lack of food, lack of resources, lack of produce. All right. Of the number of people experiencing famine-like conditions globally has increased by 6 times in the past year. Many Americans may not care about starving people on the other side of the globe. That is true. People here in America don't care about what's happening elsewhere because you're worrying about what's happening right now and right here. You know, it says, while she was in Singapore, it says, I'm sorry, it says, many Americans may not care about starving people on the other side of the globe, but they are going to care very much when their Christmas celebration are ruined because severe shortage in the stores. Even if Christmas is going to be ruined, it says. Christmas is not even going to be the same. Not that you should be celebrating Christmas anyway, because Christmas is of the devil. Christmas has nothing to do with the Bible. All right? The Christmas has nothing to do with the Bible. You shouldn't be celebrating Christmas anyway. All right? Christ is not born December 25th. That's not in the Bible. All right? Man created that. The pagans created that. The Romans created that. All right? Let's read. While she was in Singapore this week, Kamala Harris specifically warned us about what is coming. The stories that we are now hearing about the caution that if you want to have Christmas toys for your children, it might now be, it says it might be the time to start buying them because the delay may be many, many months. So if those that are celebrating Christmas, which is pagan, you shouldn't be celebrating it. It says, if you're going to get toys, get them now. Because on Christmas time in December, you're not going to get those toys. That's good because you shouldn't be celebrating Christmas anyway. Christmas is of the devil. Christmas has nothing to do with Christ. It has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. All right? Christ is not born December 25th. It's nowhere in the Bible you're going to find December 25th is Jesus' birthday. It's not in there. All right? So it says that because of the delay, maybe many, many months, she said. So across the board, people are experiencing the issue. And of course, the climate crisis is fueling a lot of this. When we look at the strong typhoons that have disrupted shipping lanes and sea level rise, which threatens ports infrastructure, and as an example, so these are the many issues that are causing the disruption, Harris says. That's what she said. When Kamala Harris, which is the vice president, starts sounding like just like the economic collapse blog, then you know that it is really late in the game. The government already know that what's coming. It's the regular people that don't know what's coming. The government knows, the people in the news know, they just won't tell you. All right? Even now, and it says, even now, empty shelves and widespread shortages are being reported all over the nation. Suzanne DeClaus over at ANP has done an excellent job of documenting. Hold on, let me get back on this. Hold on, I lost the page. Hold on. Hold on, people. Let me wait for this page to load it back up. Hold on. One minute, just 1 minute. Empty shells. All right. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, I got it. I thought I lost the page there. Hold on. All right. It says many, where was I? And it says, even now, empty shelves and widespread shortages are being reported all over the nation. Susan DeClaus over at ANP has done an excellent job of documenting what is going on out there. People from around the country have been sending photos to her, and this has helped her readers to understand that this is not a phenomenon that is just limited to a few areas. Unfortunately, what is wrong with this thing? It keeps doing that. Keep going off on me. Damn it. Hold on, people. Hold on. I'm waiting for this this page to load back up. One minute, just 1 minute. This thing is acting up. They don't want me to read this thing. They keep shutting it down. I don't know why. All right, it's back again. And it says, where was I? And it says, unfortunately, this is just the beginning. All right, let me read the top part again where I left up. It says, and this has helped her readers to understand that this is not a phenomenon that is just limited to a few areas. So here you have it. It says, unfortunately, this is just the beginning. The holiday season is expected greatly exacerbate the shortages, and it's being reported that new problems are arising weekly. See, they're not reporting this in CNN, MSNBC, and all these other stuff. They're not telling you that because they don't want the people to panic. Because the people starts panicking, then everybody's going to go crazy. So they're not going to tell you. Only in news networks like this, like those apps, is going to tell you what's happening. And it says, groceries chains are still battling supplies. Even the groceries, the stores, the supermarkets, the bodegas, they are having a hard time getting supplies to come in. All right. It says grocery stores chains are still battling supply challenges that some executives said are as bad as what they saw in spring 2020, when Harding left holes in stock of some staples. Industry executives say new problems are arising weekly, driven by shortages of labor and raw materials. Groceries, including frozen waffles and beverages, remain scarce as some food companies anticipate disruptions lasting into 2022. So they say that this thing could go into 2022. All right. A wider range of products is running short, and logistical challenges are compounding for many retailers. Grocery stores are ordering more food like crazy. But we have gotten to a point where the largest U.S. food distributors simply cannot fulfill all of the orders. Grocery stores are ordering food all over like crazy, but they cannot get the stuff to come in because of the shortage. They're putting in the orders for the grocery stores to get the stuff, but the produce companies, the factories that ship those things, they don't have enough. Because other stores are calling for the same thing. All right. So people is going to get serious. All right. This is really, really serious. This is not a joke. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm reading this thing out of this app. It's called ETH. The app is called ETH. It's called app. All right. All right. It's called Internet. I think it's called International something. I'll give it to you in a few minutes. I'll put it on the screen. All right. And it says, according to it says grocery stores are ordering more food like crazy, but we have gotten to a point where the largest U.S. food distributors simply cannot fulfill all of the orders. According to Bloomberg, Some of the largest U.S. food distributors are reporting difficulties in fulfilling orders as a lack of workers weigh on the supply chain. Take distribution giant Cisco, North America's largest wholesale food distributor. Cisco is one of the biggest in the North America food distributors. All right. They distribute food to every grocery stores and supermarkets. All right. And it says, which is turning away customers in some areas where demand is exceeding capacity. All the grocery stores and like Walmart's and Key Food, C-Town, Publix, all these places are calling Cisco. Cisco is the main produce company where everybody orders their shipments. They turning the people down because they don't have enough food. They don't have enough food to ship out in boxes to send to the supermarkets. So Cisco, one of the big companies, they don't have enough food. So the supermarkets, Walmart, and all these places, Stop and Shop, Key Food, C-Town, they're calling Cisco, but Cisco's saying there's not a lot of food. They have to shut them down. All right. And it says, worse, food inflation is about to soar. The company said prices for key goods such as chicken, pork, and paper produce for takeout packaging and are climbing and tight supplies. So they're talking about chicken and pork and even the plates, the paper plates and packages. Those things are going up. All right. It's going to be really bad, people. All right. It's going to be really bad. That's what I'm reading right now. You're not going to see this in CNN and MSNBC and Channel 5, Channel 11. They're not going to tell you these things. All right. And it says, in particular, produce has slowed for high demands, labor intensive cuts like bacon, ribs, wings, and tenders. Cisco said, and if intermediate and final wholesale price are rising, just wait until the emerge of the consumer side. You see that? So he said, if things are going bad right now, just wait to see when the people want more and more and more and more. If the companies are the one calling and they can't get what they want, like Walmart, C-Town, Key Food, and all these places, what do you think is going to happen when the people now are demanding the stores to give them what they want? It's going to be crazy, people. It's going to be another pandemic of people going crazy. All right. Needless to say, my regular readers are not surprised by any of this because they were warned in advance that all of this was coming. You see that? The people that read these news all the time, they said, we already know it's coming, so we made preparation since the beginning of the news, since last year or maybe earlier this year. So this news is for new people that don't know, all right? So that's why I'm bringing these things out. It says, needless to say, my regular readers are not surprised by any of this because they were warned in advance that all of this was coming. But for most of the US population, the new reality that we are entering into will come as a major shock. You see that? Most of the people, they don't know what's coming. You see what it says? It says, but for most of the US population, the new reality that we are entering into will come as a major shock. You see that? The people, they have no idea what's coming. They're not saving food. They're not making preparation. They're not doing anything because why? CNN is not telling them. MSNBC is not telling them. The Channel 5, Channel 2, none of the channels is telling the people to make preparation. They're not telling them that. They're telling them about Afghanistan. They're telling them about nonsense and all that crap. But they're not telling them that there's not going to be any food. You see that? So, and it reads, they had been promised, it says they had been promised a new golden era of prosperity. That's what Biden said. America is back. Like Trump said, make America great again. Trump said America is back. America is back for what? It's going to be bad for America. That's what you call famine. That's what Christ in the book of Matthew 24 talks about, which we're going to read in a few minutes. All right? It's going to be lack of food. It means famine, no more food. Whatever food that's out there, go get it, because everybody else is going to go get it. They had been promised a new golden era of prosperity. That's what Biden said. America is back, and America is here to stay, and it's going to get better. It's not going to get better, people. They are lying to you. All right? And it says, but instead, what they are going to get is a nightmare. You see that? What you're gonna get this fall, this winter is gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna be really, really bad, they say. All right. And it says, it is finally here. Michael's new book entitled 7-Year Apocalypse is now available in paperback, and for Kindle on Amazon. All right. So that's it for now. So when everybody else come on board, and maybe I'll read it again later, but I have another article, another news that I'm going to bring up, but not right now. Let's go over Matthew 24. All right. So people, I'm telling you, it's going to get bad. It's time for you to make preparation. It's time for you guys to stock up on food, stock up on everything. Go to the supermarket and buy whatever you could buy, and buy a whole lot, because this coming fall, by September, October, November, December, forget about January and the rest. It's going to get bad. They said it's going to go into 2022. All right. So it's going to get really, really bad. So let's make preparation. All right. So let's go into Matthew. Let me read from Matthew 24. And it reads, the book of Matthew, chapter 24. Hold on. Matthew 24. Let's start with verse 3. And it says, and as he sat upon the Mount Olives, that's Yahushua, Jesus Christ. All right. And it says, as Christ sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the signs of thy coming and of the end of the world? So the disciples is asking Christ, tell us the future. Tell us of those things that's going to come. Tell us what's going to happen in the future. So that's what we're talking about right now, the things happening right now that Jesus Christ, Yahushua, said to us was going to happen. All right. So it says, and Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. It says, don't let anybody deceive you, fool you. All right. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Did that happen? Yes. You have the fake Jesus that everybody prayed to. All right, that's Cesare Borgia, a real man. All right, from the Spanish Empire. All right, so they were Spaniards. They were Spanish. All right, the Jesus everybody have at their house is not the real picture of Christ. That is not the real Christ. That's a real man. All right, named Cesare Borgia. All right, his father name was Rodrigo Borgia. And when he died, he commissioned Leonardo da Vinci to paint his son as the new Renaissance of Jesus in the 1500s. All right. Anyway, and it says, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And he shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See now, right now you're hearing wars after wars, because Israel just said that they're getting ready to go to war with Iran. Israel just announced that in the same news app that I'm reading. And even other news networks now are saying it. Israel is getting ready to go to war with Iran. All right. And it says, and he shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that he be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. So you're going to hear war after war after war. But Christ says all these things must take place. But the main war, the real war, which is World War III, it is not going to come just yet. But all these other wars are going to come, which is going to lead into the big war. All right. And it says, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what you're seeing right now. All right. The war on so-called terror. All right. In Syria right now, Syria is getting bombed, and all these places are getting bombed out. And that's what you're seeing is happening right now, since 2003 all the way up to now. All these small wars is going to lead to a bigger war. All right. And it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdoms. And there shall be famines. The famine is what? Lack of food. So we're in Matthew 24, verse 7. Matthew 24, verse 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence. Pestilence is coronavirus. All right, the flu virus. All right, the Ebola. What's the other one? What's the other virus they had? They had Ebola, COVID-19. Now it's COVID-22, COVID-21. There's so many COVIDs, you can't keep up anymore. All right, and then you have what's the other one? Ebola, the chicken flu, the Spanish flu. All right, so that's pestilence. When you read about pestilence, it's talking about the virus. All right, it's talking about the disease. All right, it says kingdoms shall rise against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes. You see that? And earthquakes. We just had an earthquake in Haiti, an earthquake in what's the other place that had it? I think it was Haiti, and somewhere out east they had another earthquake. And then look at China, look at Germany, look at all these places with the water rising of the floods. And it says, and there shall be pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. You see what Christ says? Christ says all these things is the beginning of sorrow. I mean, it's going to get bad. It's not going to get any better. So when Joe Biden says America is back, he is lying to you. These people are lying to you. But their job is to give you hope. It's to keep you from losing your mind, from going crazy. That's their job, is to tell the public to calm down, relax, and chill. All right, it's to give you hope, optimism. All right, that's their job, but it's not real. It's not reality. It's fake. It's fake news. All right. So verse 9, Matthew 24, verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, like us, keeping the commandments, all the children of Israel, all the elect, all those that believe in Christ, all those that believe in the word, keeping the commandments. People gonna come against us. They're gonna deliver us into what? It says, and then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. They're gonna deliver us up to the government, because they're already saying, I think in China, anybody reading the Bible or reading doing any religious practice to notify the government so they can come and take them. Pretty soon, you're not gonna be able to read the Bible anymore. Pretty soon, they're gonna pass new laws. You cannot read the Bible anymore. They're gonna come take you if you read the Bible. I'm telling you guys. All right, it's coming. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and he shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So everybody that don't like Christ and us that's keeping the commandments, that are the children of Israel, they're gonna hate you. They're gonna hate us. Why? Because we believe in the Bible, because we believe in Christ, and because we believe that we are the chosen people of God. The nations are going to come against us because they're going to realize they've been worshiping God in vain and Christ in vain. All right, because in their religion, all right, all this stuff that they are doing, it's all in vain. All right, it's not going to profit them anything. All right, so they're going to come against the real people of the Most High. It says, and then shall many be offended, like our family members and friends. A lot of people are going to be offended. Even those that's keeping the commandments, they're going to be offended they're going to be ashamed to let people know who they are. They're going to be ashamed to pronounce that they are the children of Israel. All right. Some people are going to be ashamed later on. They're going to be afraid also. It says, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another. You see that? Some of our people are going to betray us. Some of our family members are going to betray us. We know that. So when you love Christ, you keeping the commandments, a lot of people are not going to be your friends. A lot of people are going to hate you. A lot of people are not going to want to deal with you. All right? Because they're going to tell the government, look, you're reading the Bible. Look, he's doing this. Look, he's doing that. All right? When you believe in Christ and you're doing the commandments, a lot of people are going to hate you. I'm telling you. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. A lot of people are going to hate you, from your own family to friends, to neighbors, to everyone. All right. When they see that you're doing the Bible, the people are not going to like you. All right. They're going to hate you. They're not your friends. All right. Because they don't want to change. When you change, they don't want to change. So they're going to hate you. All right. And he says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Just like the pastors, they are lying to the people, just like the government. They are teaching religion. They are not teaching the Bible. They're not telling the people to keep the commandments, to keep the Sabbath, to keep the high holy days. They're not even telling them that they are the people of the Bible. They are not telling the blacks, Hispanics, West Indians, Native Americans that they are the people of God. The pastors are not saying those things. They are lying to the people. They're teaching them religion. Religion has nothing to do with the Bible. All right. The slave master gave us religion in slavery. Religion is not in the Bible. All right. And it says, and it says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, because more sin is going to be on this earth. More people are going to be in sin. More people are gonna hate the Bible. More people are gonna turn away from this walk. More people are gonna turn away from this truth. More people are not gonna want to hear the Bible. And guess what? Guess what? More sins, more homosexuality, more gays, more LGBTQs, more everything's gonna happen because people are not gonna care anymore. All right. And it says, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. You see that? And it says, and because in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12. All right. I'm in the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. The people that used to say, I love you, or you're my friend, you're my baby, you this, those people are going to hate you. I'm telling you, they're not going to be a friend for so long, especially when the famine comes. Especially they telling you there's going to be lack of food this coming fall, like the article that I just read. All right. Maybe I'll read it again before this class is over because, you know, everybody's not tuned in to the class yet. So I already read the article that tells you that there's going to be lack of food this fall, lack of shortages of everything. Chicken, pork, everything is going to be sky high because there's not enough food. There's not enough stuff. All right. So I'm reading Matthew 24. Christ already told us the prophecies of what's going to happen. All right. And he reads, and I'm in Matthew 24, verse 12. And it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. So it's telling us those that's keeping the commandments, keep keeping the commandments. Stand strong for what you believe in and stand strong for the faith of Christ and in the commandments of God. All right. Those two things you need. Stand for the faith of Christ and the commandments of God till the end. And Christ says, you shall be saved. All right. Verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that's what we're doing right now. We live in this time right now. Because why? All the Israelites are out there teaching. All right. Shalom, shalom, brother Abraham. All right. All the brothers and all of us is teaching the word right now. Every nation is going to get a chance to hear the truth coming out of the Bible. All right. And it says, verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Verse 15, when he therefore shall see, let me jump down because that's another prophecy. Let's jump down to verse 25. It says, behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is there, he's in the desert. When somebody comes to you and said, Christ is over here, he's in the church, or he's in the desert, don't go, because that's not the real Christ. Christ is telling you, Yahushua is telling you how he's going to come. All right. So Matthew 24, verse 26. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chamber, believe it not. Christ telling you, don't believe anything people tell you unless you see it in the Bible. If they tell you he's in the church, he's in the desert, he's in the secret chamber, don't go there, because Christ is not going to come like that. All right. He's going to tell you how he's going to come. Verse 27, for as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west. He said the same way a lightning comes from the east and it shines to the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man, meaning that he's going to come from the sky. All right. When he comes to the sky, his brightness is going to be so bright you could see it from the other side. If he comes from the east, you could see the brightness of him all the way to the west. That's what he's telling you. All right. And it reads, for whosoever, for wheresoever the carcasses is, there will the eagles be gathered together. What that means, wherever there's war and people, there's bodies on the floor. All right. And it says, I'm sorry, verse 27, Matthew 24, 27. For as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Verse 28. For wheresoever the carcasses is, the carcasses mean what? Dead bodies. How do you get dead bodies? From war, civil war, and world wars. All right, which is World War III. So where you see all those dead bodies, all right, and this is wheresoever the carcass is, there will be the eagles. What do you mean? The scavengers. Wherever you see the eagles and the scavengers eating, circling around, that's when you know there's dead bodies off. All right. And it says, be gathered together. That's where it's going to happen in the land of Jehoshaphat, in the Middle East. All right. Armageddon is going to happen in the Middle East. All right. And it says, for wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Verse 29. Immediately after the tribulations of those days shall the sun be darkened. It says immediately. Immediately. All right. While these things are happening, the sun is going to get really dark. It's going to get very dark, and the moon shall not give her light. That means that even the moon is not going to, it's going to be so dark, you're going to be walking in darkness. All right. And it says, immediately after the tribulations of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Meaning what? How's the powers of the heavens going to be shaken? With a great noise. Thermonuclear missiles. When those things hit the ground, guess what? The whole earth is going to shake. All right. It's going to be a lot of things happening, people. So that's what Christ is for, warning us and telling us. All right. So verse 29 says, immediately after the tribulations of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. Even the stars is gonna fall from heaven. Even the things that's in the skies, like what? You have your satellites, you have your fire jets, your F-17s, your F-18, all right, your military jets, and everything else, your spaceships, your space shuttles, your space, whatever the hell they got going on in space, the white man has, all right, all kinds of madness, all right. And it says, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Meaning what? From thermonuclear missiles flying all over the place, the earth is going to shake, because it's going to be World War III. All right? It's going to be World War III, and the earth is going to shake because there's so many missiles. All right? Shalom, 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 everybody. Shalom, shalom. All right? So we're going over Matthew 24 of the prophecies that are to come, and that's happening right now. I read an article earlier in the beginning of the class, all right, stating that there's going to be a shortage of food coming this fall. Even the vice president went to Singapore, all right, to notify the Singapore president over there that things are going to be really bad. And then the people asking a question saying, look, this coming fall is going to be very, very bad because of the food shortage that the major companies, the produce companies, usually ship to your local stores like Seatown, Key Food, Walmart, Wallbounds, or Publix, or Stop and Shop. All these places are dealing with a shortage of food right now, and then the prices are really going high. All right, and I'm sure you guys can see it when you go food shopping. You get like 20 things in your shopping cart. Next thing you know, you're paying like $200-300. We know because we deal with it every week here. All right, and it's not even a big family here. It's just me and my wife and my son. All right, so I'm telling you guys, it's going to get worse. All right, it's not going to look pretty. So my advice to everyone: when you go food shopping, buy a whole bunch of stuff to start stocking stuff at your house. That's what this class is all about. So that's why we're talking about it. The class is called Let's Talk About It. And that's what we're talking about. And that's why we're reading the book of Matthew, chapter 24. When you read Matthew 24, we started at verse 3. Now we're in verse 29. All right. So it's telling you all the future prophecies that Christ told us was going to happen. And one of the main ones that I read is verse 7. Verse 7 says, for nations shall rise against nation, and kingdoms against kingdoms. And there shall be famines and pestilence. What is famine? Famine is lack of food. What is pestilence? Is viruses. We are living that right now as we speak, people. All right? So that's what we live in right now at the moment. Pestilence, and what else? And famine, lack of food. And we already notified you guys and let you know from when you read the news app, F, all right, F News, or get the app and download it. It gives you all the latest news. It's telling you, people, there's going to be a lack of food, a lack of resources, and the price of stuff is going to go high. So whatever little money you have, please, brothers and sisters, please. It ain't going to be the new normal. It's going to be the new normal. All right. That prosperity stuff that Biden was telling us, America is back. America is here to stay. America is going to get better. That's all lies. That's fake news. All right. Just like Trump said it. It's all fake news because they want to keep the people calm. They want to keep the people at a certain pace so they don't go crazy. So all you brothers and sisters watching this video, please, I'm telling you guys, when you go food shopping, start stocking up on stuff every week. Buy double whatever it is. All right. F equals end times headlines. All right. That's what it's called. End times headlines. ATH. Thank you, my brother, for posting it. It's called end times headlines. That's what ATHF means. All right. End times headlines. All right. So let's continue. Verse 30. And then it says, let's read 29 into 30. Immediately after the tribulations of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Verse 30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And every nation, everybody's going to see Christ come. Everybody's going to see the appearance of Christ when he comes. All right. Nobody's going to miss it on that time when that time comes. No one's going to miss it. All right. So when the Son of Man is coming from the sky in the clouds in his chariots or on his horses with the holy angels with him, thousands and thousands of angels with him, trust me, everybody's going to see that day. Those that are alive to see it. All right. And verse 31, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect. You see that? So when Christ is going to come, before all the major destruction happens to us that's keeping the commandments, he's going to send the angels to get us out of here. So brothers and sisters, family, keep the faith alive. All right? Don't go crazy and leave this truth. Do not leave the commandments. Do not leave keeping these commandments. Make sure, if you believe, make sure you stand firm on what you believe in until death. All right? Some of us will be put to death. Some of us will be persecuted. All right? It comes with the territory. But guess what? The dead in Christ shall rise first. Don't be afraid if they persecute you. Don't be afraid if they do something unto you. Don't be afraid if your family and friends don't want to talk to you anymore. That's a given. We already read it already. All right? You can read it for yourself. I'm not going to sit here and read the whole chapter 24 again. All right? It's telling you those that persecute, those to your family members and friends, they're going to hate you for Christ's name's sake. What that means, as long as you're keeping the commandments, you're keeping the faith, a lot of people in the latter days are going to hate you. All right? Verse 31, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heaven to the other. So the angels are going to collect all of us, all the elect of Israel, all right, that's keeping the commandments. That's what the Christian church called a rapture. All right, they're going to get us out of here before we get barbecued by the thermonuclear missiles that's coming. All right. And in verse 32, now learn a parable of the fig tree. All right. We don't need to read the parable. So let's go to jump down to verse. It says, let's jump down to verse 36. Verse 36, Matthew 24 and 36. All right. We're in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 36. And it says, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, not the angels. Let me read that from 34. Verily, verily, I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Christ is telling you, heaven and earth could pass away, but everything he's telling you here is going to happen. Is going to come to pass. All right. And it says, verse 36, Matthew 24, 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Only the Most High, the Father, only God knows when Christ is going to return and when certain things is going to happen. All right. Verse 37, but as the days of Noah were, just like Noah, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man. Meaning what? During the times of Noah, no one knew when the flood was going to come. Everybody just went on a normal day, having a normal life, doing the normal things that they do. But nobody knew what was coming but Noah when he was out there letting the people know there was going to be a flood, but nobody believed Noah. Just like the people don't believe us now. When we try to tell them what's happening, they don't believe us. Why? Because they don't take it seriously. They don't take the word script seriously when we tell them certain things. All right? It says, Matthew 24:37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving into marriage, until the day that Noah enters into the ark. Everybody was doing their own thing until the day of Noah went into the ark, and then it started raining, because during those times it never rained like that before. During the times of Noah, it only mist. It's like, you know, when you wake up like 5, 6 in the morning, and then you have that moisture, like mist, and then you see all the grass, all the trees, and there's moisture in the air and moisture on the grass. That's the way it was back in those times. It never fully rained. So the people didn't believe Noah. It's like, oh, this guy is crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Just like the people tell us that we are crazy. We don't know what the hell we're talking about. All right. It's the same thing happening all over again. It says, verse 39, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. A lot of people are not going to know when Christ is going to return. All right. They're not going to know, because we're here telling them how it's going to happen and when it's going to happen. But the people don't want to hear us. They think that we're crazy. They think that we're just talking nonsense, and they don't believe us. All right. So verse 40, Matthew 24, verse 40. Then shall two be in the field. The one shall be taken and the other left. What that means? The one that is taken and the one that is left. Which one is going to be saved and which one is going to be barbecued? Which one? Is it the one that's taken or the one that's left? Christ told us in Matthew 24 and verse 40, then shall two people be in the field. The one shall be taken and the other left. Meaning what? The one that is taken is not going to make it. I know in the Christian church, they put it backwards. The one that is taken by what? Thermonuclear fire. That one just got barbecued out of here. And the one that is left is the one that's been taken, that is left on earth. If you're taken, you're taken away. It's not taken because the rapture took you away. No, you're taken by thermonuclear missiles. That's what you're going to be taken from. All right? That's what it means to be taken. That means that you didn't make it. Those that are left, those are the ones that are saved, that are left, that Christ is going to deal with. All right? So when it says one shall be taken and the other one left, that means the one that is taken, you're going to get taken by the blast, by the radiation. When the missiles are flying, when the thermonuclear ICBM missiles hit this place. That's what it means. All right? To be taken. You'll be taken by thermonuclear fire, washed out of here. That's what you call the lake of fire, because of the radiation and everything else that's going to implode with it. All right? That's going to create a source of radiation, of lake of fire. That's what you call a lake. It's going to come like a flood. It's going to take you away. It's just a parable when it says you're going to be cast into the lake of fire. That's what it means. Because when you have that amount of missiles coming to a place with all those radiations, it's going to take you like a flood. That's what it means, that you're going to be taken, you're going to be cast into the lake of fire. That is the lake of fire. The thermonuclear missiles, when they hit this place. All right? That's what it means, which is the second death. All right? Verse 40, it says, then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Verse 41, two women shall be grinding at the mill, meaning that two women could be working in the field or at a factory or at your job or at your cubicle. Guess what? One woman is keeping the commandments, you know, keeping the Sabbath, the high holy days, doing what the Bible tells them to do. The other one is in Christianity doing what the pastor says, not what the Bible says. Let's see what's going to happen. All right. So it says, two women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken and the other left. Meaning what? One is going to be taken by the thermonuclear missiles that's going to hit that company, that's going to hit the building, or if you're in the field, no matter where you at, two people are going to be there. One that was keeping the commandments, and one that was in religion, Christianity. And that's not going to make it, because you're not keeping what the Bible says. You're not doing what the word says. You want to do what the pastor says and what you feel like you want to do. All right. So that's what's going to happen to a lot of our people, all right, that don't want to keep God's commandments in the faith of Christ. All right. You're going to be taken by thermonuclear missiles. All right. You're going to be the barbecue of that day. All right. So verse 41 again. Two women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken and the other left. Verse 42. Watch therefore, for he know not what hour your Lord doeth come. That's why Christ says for us to be on point, to be on guard. You never know when these things are going to happen. All right. So we must pray, brothers and sisters, and fast and keep these commandments. All right. Because that's your only ticket way out of this. There's no physical guns you're going to go take to fight these nations that have armies, that have militaries. Because you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, you ain't got no military. You're not a sovereign nation, first of all. You can't save yourself out of what's coming. The only way out for you blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, Seminole Indians, is to keep God's commandments in the faith of who the world calls Jesus Christ, the Hamashiach Yahawashah. All right? So that's the only ticket way out of this thing. All the other people, they're going to do what they got to do. All right. You are the children of Israel, the true people of the living God. All right. You are the children of Israel that walk with Moses in the wilderness, whether you believe it, accept it, and understand it or not. You are the people of the book. All right. Your heritage and culture has been taken away from you, stripped from you. That's why you don't know that you are the people of the book. All you got to do is read Deuteronomy chapter 28, 15 to 68. You will see that you are the people of the book. All right. This book is not for all nations and all races. It's only for the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. That's it. All right. So verse 42 says, watch therefore, for he know not what hour your Lord doeth come. You don't know when Christ is going to come. You don't know when these things are going to happen. So therefore, keep praying, keep fasting, keep keeping the commandments and doing what we're supposed to do. All right. Just like the brother posted, 2nd Esdras 5 and 1 and 2. It's telling you that who's going to be taken and who's going to be left. Well, if you are taken, that means that you're not going to make it. Also, 2nd Esdras chapter 16, 28. For he says, for of a city there shall be 10 left and two of the field. All right. So there you have it, brothers and sisters. You're not going to make it if you don't keep the commandments. You have to keep the commandments. You have to learn them. You have to find somebody that could teach you the commandments. You're not going to learn it by yourself because you don't know where it's at. You never read the Bible before. You never understand the Bible. So you have to find someone to teach you how to keep God's laws. All right. That's what we're here for. All right. That's what we're trying to tell you. All right. So verse 43. But now this, that if the good men of the house had known it, okay, that's it on this parable. So there you have it, brothers and sisters. I just wanted to bring this out. And there's another article that I want to bring out since we have more people watching. All right. I want to bring this article out. Those that missed the first one, they could watch this video over again. But I want to bring this article and read another portion of what we was reading earlier. All right. And it's all like like I said, this is the app that I'm telling you guys about. All right. This is the app. All right. This is the app. It's called ETH, End Times Prophecy. All right. End Times Prophecy. I'm sorry. End Times Headlines, people. End Times Headlines. That's what it's called. ETF. All right. It's called F. Download this app, man. Get this app right now, people. Get the app. All right. Get this app. And it's here's what we're about to read right now. This is the top. This is the second part of the article. Empty shelves, severe shortages, and widespread crops failure are heading in the fall of 2021. This is what's coming. All right? That's what's coming. All right? So let's read it. And it says, the overall mood of the nation is becoming increasingly sour with each passing day. The pandemic seems like it is never going to end. The drama unfold in Afghanistan is one of the greatest embarrassment in modern American history. And Joe Biden's approval rating is sinking like a rock as it becomes clear that he is completely and utterly incompetent. All right. So it's reading the same thing, just like the first article. So let me read it for those who are just tuning in that miss the very part of the class, the beginning part of the class. It says, unfortunately, average Americans will soon have even more to be stressed out about. As we head into the fall months, our store shelves are going to be getting emptier. Shortages of products will become more widespread, and it looks like we could potentially have a very bad harvest season. All right, and it reads, I realize that I packed a lot of really bad news into this paragraph. Yeah, some people might say, but it's good news. It's not bad news. And some of you may be tempted to think that I am exaggerating. Like most people think that when we bringing out stuff like this, they think that we are exaggerating. They think that these guys are crazy or this dude is bugged out. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. All right. Until it happens and people are like, oh my God, everybody starts screaming, oh my God, when things are happening. Why are you not screaming, oh my God, when it wasn't happening? All right. So, and it says, I would like to talk about crops failure. And it says, tempted to think that I am exaggerating. So let me take this one step at a time. First, I would like to talk about crop failure. According to the Department of Agriculture, 63% of all U.S. springs wheat is in poor or very poor conditions. There you have it. All right, meaning that lack of water is a drought. If the agriculture can't get no water, things cannot grow. It's very simple. Last year at this time, the number was sitting at just 6%. Extreme heat is baking most of the U.S., North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, and Nebraska all contain areas of extreme drought, according to data from the U.S. Drought Monitor, meaning that all these states that normally good for agriculture and farming, they are not getting enough water for those crops to grow. You know what that means? If the crops don't grow, you cannot cultivate and get anything to put in boxes to pack up to ship to stores. That means the stores is going to have lack of food, lack of stuff. And that means that people are going to go crazy. People are going to go into these supermarkets, to these neighborhood stores and start vandalizing stuff and trying to take stuff, just like back in 2003 when we had the blackout. All right. So that's what this thing is preparing you for. All right, let's keep reading. North Dakota and Minnesota in particular are experiencing near record lows in soil moisture. Even soil moisture, when you wake up in the morning, normally you see like wetness on the grass, on the trees, or even in the air. So you're telling me you're not even seeing moisture? That is bad. We just read it in Matthew 24. All right, verse 7, there shall come pestilence and famine. That is what we live in right now, people. Matthew 24 and verse 7 is what we live in right now. Pestilence is the viruses and famine is the lack of food that is coming. All right. It says North Dakota and Minnesota in particular are experiencing near record low in soil moisture. According to data from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, as a result, many crops planted this spring are wilting, meaning that they're not even growing, basically. All right, lack of water. All right, it says some 63% of the U.S. springs wheat crop is in poor or very poor conditions, meaning that lack of food, droughts. I mean, lack of water is a drought. Things cannot grow if there's no water. All right. And it says, according to the Agriculture Department data, it says, does this mean that agriculture product will be below expectation? Yes. In fact, the USDA is now projecting that levels of corn, wheat, and soybeans will all be at their lowest level since 2013. The poor weather has caused the USDA to scale back its expectations for U.S. crop production in 2021, which in turn is causing domestic inventories to dwindle. And it says in the USDA latest monthly supply and demand report, the agency had ending stock for corn, wheat, soybean, all at their lowest level since 2013. You see that, people? So if those agencies are at the lowest level of production of supply and demand, and you can see it right now when you go to the supermarkets, you go to Walmart, you go to Walbounce, you go to Stop and Shop, you go to Publix, all these major supermarkets around your neighborhood, you start seeing that there's not a lot of stuff on the shelves, and people are buying record highs because they know it's coming. They're reading stuff like this. CNN and MSNBC and the local news channels are not going to update you on things like this, because why? They want the people to keep optimistic mindset of prosperity, of America is back and America is going to get better and things are going to get good. No, it's not. That's a lie. That's fake news. It's not going to get better. It's not going to be any better than this. All right. So it says, of course, this comes at a time when we are also seeing crops failure in other key areas all over the globe. For example, we are currently witnessing one of the worst droughts that South America has ever experienced. Agriculture production has been absolutely devastated in Brazil, in Argentina, and elsewhere. And this is going to have a huge impact all over the planet, because why? All these countries, they do import and export commerce with each other. If the stuff that are coming from Brazil, Argentina, and South America and Mexico is not coming into the US or not going to Europe and Africa and elsewhere in the islands, guess what? Those places are going to have a shortage of food also. That means that the whole globe is going to be impacted by that famine that Christ is telling us in Matthew 24, verse 7. People, brace yourself for what's coming. Go to the supermarkets every week, start buying a whole bunch of stuff and saving them at your house and saving them in your backyard. Wherever you need to hide stuff, hide it. I'm telling you guys the truth. I'm telling my brothers and sisters, even in R.O.Z, start packing up your stuff and start buying a bunch of stuff. Right now it is crunch time. It's no more playing. As you can see, these things are developing, people. All right? It is not time to be chilling at your house thinking everything is all good, to be complacent, to be laid back, to think everything is all good. It's not going to be all good, especially those of you that lives in the city. Once the supermarket and the stores around you is shut down, you are screwed. You are done. And you know, all the people, all the thugs and the gangsters in the street is going to vandalize the supermarkets, the Walgreens, the Dwayne Reeds. All those places are going to get hit. They're going to have to end up shutting up their stores. They're going to have to close their gates because they don't want people going into those stores to start taking stuff. What happened now when the average person can't go into those stores, can't open up these gates? What do you think is going to happen? They're going to start running up in your house. They're going to go into your house and take your stuff. And that's going to create a civil war. It's going to create another pandemic. It's going to create an uproar because people have to eat. And if people can't eat and they got mouths to feed and they can't feed themselves, a man's going to do what a man got to do. And a woman's going to do what a woman got to do. So prepare yourself. That's why we've been telling you guys from years and a year ago to start leaving out these cities. Those cities is the worst place you want to be when things like that happen, because you're going to get the short end part of the stick, especially the people that lives in the buildings or in the projects. You can forget about it. You're finished. You're done. You're done. All right. So that's why we've been trying to push you guys to leave those cities and come together and work together and live together. Because when things like that happen, it is easier and better for people to work together as a unit. All right. When you work together, you have a place of a land. Everybody could play their role. Some people could play security. Some people could be watching out for the food storage. Some people could be doing different things. When you come together and work as a unit, it is much better when there's unity, when there's more. When everybody is scattered, now everybody's confused. Everybody trying to run to safety. By then, it's going to be too late. That's why we've been pushing for everyone to come together and build a community and build things that, because we're preparing ourselves for what's to come. Especially when they finally mandate all the people that has to take a virus or they can't work. This is why we've been trying to tell you guys last year or the year before, since 2019. We've been telling you guys that. Leave those cities. I don't care if you have to sell your house. It ain't going to benefit you anyway. What good is you having that nice, beautiful home when you can't eat? What you going to do? What you going to do? You ain't got nothing else, right? If you don't have a place to grow your own stuff or to save your stuff, what you going to do? You can't save it in that house. What you going to do? This is why when there's more people, when there's a body of people together, we could do more together. All right, everybody could play their role. A group of men could play security. Let the ladies take care of the other stuff and the children. And you could create barriers and gates to protect ourselves. You guys don't watch enough movies to know when these things happen, what the world is going to look like. When you watch the living, it says The Walking Dead, you see what's happening when people have to come together. They have to create their own communities and put up gates and put up certain things. I'm telling you guys, all right, it's going to happen. It's going to get worse. It's not going to get any better. All right. So let's keep reading. This is why I'm stressing it and stressing it and stressing it. Brothers and sisters, it's time to start leaving out those cities. It's not going to be good for a lot of you. Well, especially those that lives in buildings, especially those that's going to be stuck in elevators and in staircases and in hallways. People are going to start, mugging people. If people can't eat, a gangster going to do what a thug got to do. They have no fear. They're already crazy to begin with. So you're just going to be casualties of wars. All right. That's why it's very important for us to come together and work together. We can save more lives when we work together as a unit. All right. Then everybody spread apart. All right. Let's keep reading. And it says earlier this month, the humanitarian organization Oxfam released an alarming statistic that measures the state of the food crisis after 1 year of the pandemic. Every minute, 11 people on the planet died of hunger. It says let me read this for you guys again. Earlier this month, the humanitarian organization Oxfam, 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 released an alarming statistics that measures the state of the food crisis after 1 year of the pandemic. Every minute, listen to this, every minute, 11 people of the planet died of hunger. So if people are already dying every 11 minutes and there's food, the supermarkets are still rolling, the corner stores are still rolling, what do you think is going to happen when they shut down those gates when people start vandalizing these supermarkets and these corner stores, when there's a shortage of food, just like in 2019. What do you think people are going to do? Or 2020, whatever it was. People are going to go crazy. What are you going to do to protect yourself? Some of y'all don't even have anything to protect yourself. What are you going to do? Somebody run up in your house, especially when you live in these liberal states like New York and these other democratic states. You can't even have a gun. You can't even have certain things to protect yourself. You screwed. You are screwed. This is why we stressed, and I'm going to keep stressing it again. There's a reason why the Most High blessed us with certain things, blessed us with this land, blessed us with the things that we have, so we could utilize it and come together and work together. So the casualties will be less. When people work together, there's more of a plan. People could come together and plan something out and map something out. Don't wait till it's the last minute when they shut down the airports, when they shut down the interstates. Now you are stuck where you at. You're not going to get any help. Then they're going to have to pass martial law. Then the military is going to be the police in the neighborhood. They're not there to feed you. They're here to keep order. So what you going to do when people hit the streets and start vandalizing and start going into people's homes and taking whatever they have? That's what you should be asking yourself right now, because that's how serious it is. All right. So this is why we got to talk about it. All right. This is what this class is all about. Let's talk about it Thursdays, because we have to talk about it, people. Because if we don't talk about it, and when these things do happen, don't say that you didn't get the message. You didn't get the warning. Oh, nobody told us. Yeah, we've been telling you for the past 2 or 3 years that those things are coming. Christ had told us from thousands of years ago that we are living it right now. All right, Matthew 24, verse 7. There shall come famine and pestilence and rumors of wars. Nation shall rise against nation. You've seen it right now. Israel just made a statement earlier saying that they're getting ready to go to war with Iran. We are living in perilous times. We are living in dangerous times. This is not the time to fool around. This is not the time for play. This is not a time to get complacent. This is not a time to get comfortable. Comfortability is going to be out the window when you cannot eat. Everything that you have, that you holding on to, that you embracing, it's not going to profit you anything. I'm telling you guys, it's not. None of that stuff matters. All right. If you cannot eat, you're going to die. What good is having all these things if you're going to die from starvation? It's going down. All right. It's going to go down. All right. It says, and where we left off, it says 11 people on the planet died of hunger. The number of people experiencing famine like conditions globally has increased by 6 times in the past year. You see that? Many Americans may not care about starving people on the other side of the globe, but they are going to care very much when their Christmas celebration are ruined. What do you do? What the hell are you caring about Christmas? You got more things to worry about. You got to eat. You worrying about Christmas? Something that's not even biblical? Something that you can't even find in the Bible because it's of the pagans when the Romans instituted, all right, during the time of Constantine? Christmas has nothing to do with the Bible, people. Who the hell cares about no damn Christmas? All right? Americans may not care about starving people on the other side of the globe, but they are going to care very much when their Christmas celebrations are ruined because of severe shortage in the stores. While she was in Singapore this week, Kamala Harris, the vice president, while she was in Singapore this week, Kamala Harris specifically warned us about what is coming. The story that we are now hearing about the caution that if you want to have Christmas toys for your children, it might be the time to start buying them. Because the delay may be many and many months, she said. Who the hell cares about Christmas gift when people are trying to eat? Celebrating something that's in vain, that people don't even care about. They don't even care about Christ. They only care about buying stupid toys to make some kid feel like it's special. All you're doing is teaching the kid lies. You're not doing that kid a good service. All right? So it's all lies, man. The lies is going to come to an end when you can't eat. All right? Verse, what else? And let me see. Does it continue? I think that should be it. 17 actors you didn't know were gay. What else is new? All right? All this gay stuff, all is going to be washed by the thermonuclear fire. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah went, the same way, all right? This place is going to be cleansed this time by thermonuclear fire, which is the second death. All right? So there you have it, people. So brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you guys, starting this week or starting tomorrow, start doing your food shopping. Whatever you buy triple. Keep one for the house and save the other one where you can save it. If you have to go dig a hole in your backyard, start storing stuff there too. Whatever you got to do to save your stuff, save your stuff. Because when your neighbors can't get no food, when the people around your neighborhood can't get no food, guess what's going to happen? He already told you, neighbors shall rise against neighbors. There won't be no friends on that day. When people can't eat, there's no such thing as friends. All right? Especially you're not going to be willing to share all the food that you have with other people because your family needs it. All right? Your family needs the food. You don't have enough food storage to feed a whole block. Because what happened, you give one person, that person is going to call someone else, is going to tell someone else. Eventually, the word is going to go around. And eventually what's going to happen is they're going to take all your supplies. So people ask you if you have food, just tell them whatever that you have in the house. Tell them you were blindsided. You didn't know about this shortage. You didn't have a chance to buy stuff. That's it. Because you're trying to save everybody and help everyone, you're screwed. You're not gonna last long because of your food storage. All right. So we need to start stocking on a lot of stuff, brothers. Especially we got Day of Atonement coming, and I know we got Tabernacles coming, brothers and sisters. All right. So keep some money to the side. All right, and start saving stuff for your house. I know those of you who can't really come down here and live together as a community as yet, I'm telling you guys, it's better to be down here with all of us. All right. So I'm not going to keep saying it again, because when you stay in the city life is not going to help you. We don't watch enough movies like The Purge, enough movies like The Walking Dead. You see what happens. It's always the inner cities. It's always the major cities that suffer. You never see that the rural areas and the country people are suffering. Very barely you ever see it, and even in the movies, in the shows. Why? Because that's not where the population is. The population is where the cities are at. That's the places that's going to get hit first. All right? That's where the purge is going to happen. All right? So that's why they put the stuff in your movies. They put it there for a reason, to enlighten you, but it goes right over people's head because they're not thinking that stuff they're watching in the movie will become their reality. People don't think that. They think that Hollywood spent all this time in 3 years, 2 years putting a movie together just to entertain you. You'll be a fool to believe that. Every movie that we have watched, even back in the days, that talk about futuristic stuff, we are living it. Ain't no producer in Hollywood and all these movie directors making a movie for 2.5 years, 3 years, sometimes 5 years, just to entertain you? Are you crazy? Those people are giving you the message. They're telling you what's coming. But it's us who just sit there with our popcorn. Oh, this was a good movie. No, you are going to be the movie. You're going to be the main character of that movie. You just didn't know it. They've been showing for what's to come for years. It's just that people don't believe it. Or they don't have the discernment, the spiritual discerning to discern what they're watching. They think, oh, that was a good movie. That was this, that was that. Just like the 4th of July movie, Independence Day with Will Smith. That movie came out back in 98. Was it 99? Esau's already telling you what's coming in the future. But the average person, like, oh my God, we're going to be invaded by aliens. If we were going to be invaded by aliens, you think the aliens would have took this long to invade us? You foolish people. All right? You foolish Galatians. All right? So don't be fooled and don't be deceived, people. All right? So we're going to close this class out. You know, like I said, brothers and sisters, we are living in perilous times, man. Perilous times. And let me read this last scripture before we close out, man. Because in perilous times, a lot is going to happen, man. A lot of people is going to lose the faith, man. And brothers, man, and sisters, don't lose the faith, man. All right? So let's read the book of 2 Timothy's, man. Let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 3 real quick. All right? We'll read a few scriptures and we close it out. All right? And it reads, the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3. I mean, 2 Timothy chapter, where am I? Okay. Okay, there you go. The book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. This know also. See, this is how Paul is starting the conversation, is starting the letter. All right? He said, this know also that in the last days, perilous times shall come. This is the perilous times that we live in right now, people. It's only going to get worse. It's not going to get any better, people. It's not going to get any better. It says, in perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves. And that's what you're seeing with our people. They just want to be in Instagram, on Facebook. They just want likes. They just want to be seen. They just want what they want. They just want to go with their emotions and their feelings. That's what you're seeing. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. Covetous, meaning what? Want everything else everybody else have. All right, that's the competitive nature of having Instagram, Facebook, and all this other crap that's on social media. All right, covetous, boasters, always boasting about what they have, or boasting about some stupid stuff, or boasting about vanity. All right, boasting. It says covetous and boasters, proud. People are very proud when you tell them something. When you try to rebuke a sister or a brother, they become very proud. All right. Our people telling them about the truth, they don't want to hear it. They have a proud spirit. Oh, I don't want to hear that stuff that you're talking about. Oh, I don't want to hear about your religion. But I'm reading you the Bible. It's my religion. But meanwhile, they believe in Christ. They believe in God. But when you bring the Bible to them, oh, I don't want to hear it. All hypocrites. All right. Smooth talkers. All right. And it says, disobedient to parents. Then you're going to have children that's going to be disobedient to parents in the last days. They're not going to want to hear parents. They're not, even those that are in the truth or out the truth. Like my kids are not in the truth. They don't want to hear anything that has to do with the Bible, right? Many of us have kids that's out there. They don't want to hear the Bible. They just want to do them. But guess what? There's a reason why the Most High is bringing pestilence and famine. A lot of people that don't want to hear the Bible, you're going to be hearing a lot of you're going to hear oh my God so much it's going to become the new song of the year. It's going to be oh my God. You're going to hear that word so much you would think that God is actually standing here, actually standing in the presence in the world. That's how much oh my God you're going to hear in the coming months to come because of things that's going to happen. The Most High already warned us. Christ already warned us of what's to come. Because all those people that don't want to listen to us, they're going to get the shitty part of the stick. And they're going to be the same people screaming, oh my God, oh my God. And nobody's going to care about your oh my God. By then, it's going to be too late. All right? It says, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, going against the Bible, telling you homosexuality is okay, telling you that 2 men could get married, 2 women could get married, doing all type of abominational things. All right, that is against the word of God, blaspheming the word of God, blaspheming the word of Christ. All right, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, children that don't want to hear the word of the Lord. All right, stiff-necked and hard-headed, dealing with emotions, dealing with feelings. They want to do what they want to do. Guess what? They're going to die. It is what it is. All right. There's no ifs, ands about it. You're going to die. All right. And it says, unthankful, people that's ungrateful. You know, they don't even think about the good things you're trying to do for them or things that you have done for them. Even when I was in the world, when I used to give people money and do things for them, guess what? It's the same people calling me now the devil. The same people that I was helping is the same people that's calling me the devil and making fun of me. Ain't life funny? But when I was the first community World Bank helping everybody out, I was loved by everyone. But when I came into this war and the money stops and the help stops, guess what? Now I'm the devil. There ain't no love in this world, people. I'm gonna keep telling you that. There ain't no love. The love is keeping the commandments. Love is an action thing. People show you they love by their action. Forget all that sweet talk. People only love you for what you could do for them. When you stop doing the things that you are doing for them, then the love stops. I'm telling you, there ain't no love in that world. The people in the world don't know what love is until they read the Bible. The love is keeping the commandments, loving your neighbor as you love yourself. Don't do unto him what you want him to do unto you. That is love. It's action, not just giving me a bunch of stuff. And then when I stop giving it to you, all of a sudden, oh, I'm the devil. That's what they're calling me. I'm telling you guys, I'm using me as an example. All right. And it says, disobedient to parents, unthankful, ungrateful little Negroes, unholy. They don't even know what holy is, meaning that to be set apart, like the Sabbath. They can't even keep the Sabbath holy. All right. They can't even keep Friday sundown to Saturday sundown holy. They go to church on Sunday because why? It's comfortable for them. It's more relaxed for them. They want to do what they want to do. But guess what? When the food shortage come and more virus, they already told you there's another version of the COVID-22, they call it, is coming. That's what I said. It's going to be a lot of, oh my gods. You're going to hear, oh my God, so much. You're going to start turning around thinking God is there. Trust me. All right. And verse 3, without, it says, unholy, without natural affection. A lot of people not going to have no natural affection anymore. All right. Everybody's going to be, you know, in the state of mind that it's all about me. It's already about them to begin with. But guess what? They're not going to have no mercy on you because everybody's going to go for self. When everybody's going for self, people are going to grab their guns. They're going to grab their knives. They're going to grab whatever it takes to survive. No natural affection, all that sweet stuff. Oh, you're my friend, my buddy. All that crap is coming to an end. There ain't no love in that world. You know what the love is? Is those that's keeping the commandments with you. We're going to hold the fort down together. That's the true love. All right. We're going to work together as a body. That's what I've been trying to tell my brothers and sisters. All right. It's better to move into a community and deal with one another. That's where you're going to find true love. All that other crap in the world, that is fake love, man. It's fake love. All right. It says without natural affection, truce breakers, people that's going to make a covenant with you. They're going to be truce breakers. People that said, you know what? I won't attack you no more. I'm not going to come to your house no more. Next week, they send 3 other people to your home, even though that person didn't show up, but they'll send somebody else. That's a truce breaker. Yeah, you didn't show up, but you sent 3 of your goons to come rob you. So much love, right? It says, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, people bearing false witness against you, lying on you, telling the government about you, telling people things about you. All right, false accusers, incontinent. That one we got to look up. I think I look at incontinent, fierce. All right, people have no feelings. They are fierce. They ready to attack. They have no feelings. They just ready. They're just ready to go for theirs. All right, fierceness. Despisers. People just gonna despise you holding this Bible and trying to tell them about God when they don't have no food to eat. They really ain't gonna want to hear you. But they don't understand that the things we've been trying to tell them is what got them in the conditions that they are right now, by not keeping the commandments. All right. It says false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, like us who keeping the commandments. What is good? 1 Timothy 1:8 says, now we know the law is good. So despisers of those that are good, meaning that those that are keeping the commandments. All right. Verse 5, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. And there you have it, people. From such people that are dealing with lovers of themselves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful and unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, haughty, like-minded, and lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. So that's what I'm telling you. And now you know to turn away from these people. All right. So brothers and sisters, we are living in these last days. All you got to do is look out your window, go outside, and you'll see what's happening. There's rumors of wars. There's still wars in Assyria. There's wars going on still in Afghanistan on the North Port. Even though the Taliban took over, there's still ISIS is still in demand, and Al-Qaeda is still fighting against them. All right. So Israel just announced that it's making preparation to go into full-scale war with Iran. All right. So Matthew 24 verse 7 warned us there's going to be kingdoms shall rise against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence. That's the times that we are living right now, people. And that's why I wanted to bring this message to each and every one of y'all watching, to think about the times, to make better decisions. All right. To sit down with your spouse and say, you know what, maybe it's time to leave those cities. And everybody is moving south, people. You can't see that. Everybody's selling their home, taking their money and moving south. The land price just skyrocketed just 2 weeks ago. Just last month, all the land buying down here in the south is skyrocketed because of all the people leaving the major cities are moving to the south to buy land. That is the truth. I'm not making this up. Because we actually have someone from New York who's trying to leave New York, trying to get quote and prices for land down here. And when we called the realtors, all the land that was cheap down here, all the prices went skyrocket. Why? Because of all the New Yorkers, people from Jersey, Connecticut, all these various different parts of the North is moving down to the South. And then the realtors and the landowners are taking advantage of it, and they are skyrocketing their prices. And I said that last year, that maybe in 5-10 years, I didn't know it was going to happen so soon when I said it. I said, look, I used to tell the brothers, I was telling the brothers, right? Within 5 years or 10 years from now, all the South is going to rock. The price of land is going to go up. And look, not even a year later, what happened? Skyrocket. So we're trying to help certain brothers that do video vlogs and podcasters. They try to build communities and try to do certain things. And those guys are, we're talking to them. We're trying to help them find land down here and stuff like that. And the prices, people, I'm telling you, went off the roof. And I said it last year, but I didn't know it was going to come that quick. All right. So brothers and sisters, take heed and keep the faith, keep the commandments, because that's the only thing that's going to save us in these last days. All right. That's the only thing that's going to save us in these last days. Anything else, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. All right. So keep the commandments, keep the faith. All right. So I'm going to end this class tonight because I'm not trying to make it long. All right. So let's talk about it. We talked about it. There's going to be a food shortage. People, make preparations starting this week. If you're doing your food shopping, buy a lot of stuff and start storing things at your house and outside of your house. Don't put everything in your damn house like a fool. All right. Those that lives in the buildings, I don't know what to tell you. All right. I don't know what to tell. If you live in a building, you're just screwed. You don't have no backyard. You don't have anything else to store anything. You're just screwed. That's just what it is. Where are you gonna hide your stuff? Where? In the fireplace? In the fire escape? You ain't have no choice. You don't have a choice. All right? You don't have a choice. All right? So with that, we're gonna say shalom, brothers and sisters. Lord's willing, we'll catch you Saturday, and I'll bring you more more current events and things that are happening. So peace and blessings to you, family. Keep the faith and keep the commandments. Shalom.